everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany. On this channel we talk about everything to do with spirituality, wellness, and witchcraft. Today I have another pick a card for you guys. The topic of the pick a card today is going to be how to be your truest, most authentic, highest self. So whatever that means to you, whether that means what passions you should pursue in life, how to be more yourself around other people, how to be truer to yourself in general, etc., etc. However you want to phrase that question in your mind, whatever that means to you, that's what this pick a card today is about. So if you're not familiar with pick a cards, you're going to choose one of these piles of cards here in front of you, and I'm going to leave the timestamps down below for each group of cards. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So refer to the timestamps below to go straight to the readings for the pile that you choose. So you can choose this based on the pile that your eye is first drawn to. You can choose this based on the images of the back of the cards or the crystals that are associated with the cards. Also, by the way, if you're interested in these crystals, I have these available in my shop. My shop link is available in my channel. So we have, like I said, pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3. And then if you're kind of interested in what these crystals are, this one is pyrite. It's also known as fool's gold. This one is labradorite. This is the kind of flashy, and it hits the light just right. And then this one is kyanite. And so I will let you guys kind of meditate on which pile resonates with you most. So I will leave a little bit of footage here to let you kind of think about it, or let you meditate on it for a little bit before I go into the readings. Alright, so if you chose pile number 1, this reading is for you. Hi and welcome. So let's start off with pyrite. So this is the crystal that, where's my camera? This is the crystal that is associated with your pile. It's also known as fool's gold. It is good for the solar plexus. It's also good for manifesting wealth and abundance and money. And it's also just a really pretty shiny crystal. I really like it because of the way it looks. It is called fool's gold because it looks like gold, but don't be fooled. It is associated with abundance. So let's start off with the tarot cards with this pile. So first we have strength, we have the death card, and then we have the page of wands. So let's start off with strength. So I feel like maybe for this pile, some of you guys are feeling like, as far as becoming your best self or your most authentic self and your highest self, maybe you're struggling with confidence here. So I feel what you need in order to kind of manifest that greatest self, that best self aspect, is to really kind of do the inner work and work on your inner strength and your confidence behind being yourself. Maybe you're a little shy, or you're not as open, or you kind of don't show aspects of yourself to others that are really kind of who you are, and maybe you're a little self-conscious about different aspects of yourself. And so I'm getting kind of the feeling that you need maybe that boost. So what I'm feeling is like you really need to kind of go inward and understand your worth and your strength, your inner strength, and who you are, and really kind of get a better understanding of why you're worthy, why you're unique, why you're special and important, and etc., and capable. And so you need to kind of understand that about yourself, and not really don't underestimate yourself. Don't kind of be dismissive of yourself, that you're not as good as other people, or you're not as strong, or as like even if it's like shy, you're not as outgoing as other people, you're not as funny as other people, you're not as interesting as other people. Dismiss that. That's not true about yourself. Really come to understand that you are important, you are worthy, you are capable, you are unique, you are valuable, etc., etc., etc. This is what is important to you. And I also feel like maybe you're going through some type of change in your life, and maybe that's contributing to you not feeling so worthy about yourself. So I really feel like you need to kind of understand that despite any changes that you might be going through, any like questioning you might be having of your value, your value is not mutable, it's not changeable, it will remain the same. You can only become more valuable, if that makes sense. You're as important as anyone else. And so I really feel like with whatever change you're going through at this point in time, it's really important that you focus on yourself and don't worry about giving. I feel like you're feeling like you should be giving to others more, and that you should excuse me, that you don't feel like, I feel like you feel like your worth doesn't come from your inner being and your core and who you are. I feel like maybe you associate your worth with what you can do for others, and maybe that's something that's changing with this death card. Maybe it's a relationship or something, and you feel like you are no longer worthy because that person doesn't deem you worthy, that relationship has ended or it has changed, or you feel like you are no longer worthy because you can't give in that aspect of yourself. Know that whatever this change is, especially if it's some type of relationship, that doesn't change who you are to your core. It doesn't change how valuable you are. So really kind of understand that while you might be going through a change in your external reality, that doesn't change how valuable you are at your core. And so with the Page of Wands, I'm seeing with this change, maybe you are venturing out into another aspect of your life. You're starting a new project or a new endeavor. I feel like maybe even to to kind of get around doing kind of the inner work, you're changing, you're distracting yourself and trying to focus on something that is like a creative endeavor, something that is that will make you feel valuable. But I want you to know, like, that is valid, and I if this is something that you're really wanting to do and find value in, I really think that that's important that you go after this. But know that it is still important that you do the inner work and focus on yourself and who you are, as well as any type of like creative venture or productivity. Don't just do busy work to get around working on yourself and processing your feelings. Really, if you're going to do this creative endeavor, do it because it's worth it. But also do not forget to focus on yourself and do the self-care that is needed. And so let's go on to the next card. I have Sacrifice. And so with this card, I feel like whatever this change is, maybe you feel like that's a sacrifice. Maybe you feel like you're having to give up something. Sorry, it's a sacrifice here. Maybe you feel like you're having to give up something that maybe you aren't super happy about giving up. Maybe it's a change that you're not exactly thrilled about, something that you didn't even maybe have the choice to go through. And maybe you feel like because this is a sacrifice, because this is something that's hard, I feel like you can come out of it better on the other end. Whether or not you believe that to be true, you can use this experience as kind of a self-discovery. So use whatever this changes that you're going through, whatever this venture that you might be going on, use this as kind of a catalyst to go about whatever inner work self-discovery that you need to go about. And maybe you don't view it as a sacrifice. Maybe this is something that you should view as a sacrifice, something that's hard and that's difficult and that you're not necessarily prepared for, but understand that you can and should come out on the other end a better changed person. And I really think that that's important, that you don't view this as just something negative that has happened to you. Maybe this is something like a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is something that can bring about some very positive change in your life, and you need to view everything as an opportunity for positive change, no matter how negative. I know that sounds, I'm sure if you're going through something very negative or some very drastic changes, then that might be something that is kind of like tough love to hear, but you can always come out of anything better on the other side. And I really feel like what you need to do now is go in and do the self-care and inner work and the self-discovery and really kind of focus on yourself at this point in time. And so finally I have this card, Imagination. Imagination now sets me free, divine ones, I send thanks to thee. So I feel like this kind of goes back to the Page of Wands. I feel like whatever endeavor that you're wanting to go on, even if this is just a self-discovery endeavor, I really feel like if you're using some type of creativity or imagination when it comes to this, I really feel like that will be a very good means of like a therapeutic means of really kind of going through this change. And I feel like it'll be very helpful for you to really kind of focus on, in addition to the inner work and the focusing on yourself, I really think it's important that you do something creative. Don't just like do things that are productive. Do something that involves your imagination. Do things that involves your creativity and create things, whether that be art or, I'm trying to think, like maybe you want to create videos, maybe you want to make music, make something from nothing. I think that's what's important here. And I'm also kind of getting the idea of visualization. So this could be like visualizing where you want to be in a month or 2 months or a year, 5 years, 10 years. Visualizing kind of what you want to do, where you want to be, in addition to like visualization through, I'm seeing like meditation as a means of really kind of connecting with yourself and really giving yourself that time and that space to recover from whatever this change is, this sacrifice, if you will. So that is all I'm seeing for you guys. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this pick a card reading. I also want to say that in my shop I have personal tarot readings. If you want to check that out, the link is in my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Bye guys. Okay, pile number 2. If this is your pile, this is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm going to start off with the crystal that you guys chose. That was, I love how flashy this is. It's so beautiful. That you chose associated with this pile. This one is called Labradorite. I love it because it's kind of a hidden, like it's a little hidden treasure. So like if you're looking at it from the wrong angle, it just looks kind of like, you know, a dull kind of gray. But when you're looking at it from the right angle, when you really kind of give it the time and look at it right, it's just so beautiful. So it's kind of like a hidden gem. And this one is good for psychic protection. I believe it's good for the third eye. I think it may, if I'm not mistaken, it's good for lucid dreaming. I know if you sleep with it under your pillow, it protects you from like psychic attacks or like maybe bad dreams, if I'm remembering correctly. If this is something you're interested in, it's available. I'm so out of focus. It's available in my shop, and the link is in my channel, and I'll link it down below as well. So I will set this here and I will get into, so pretty, your reading. Okay, and let's start off with the tarot cards. So first I have the Four of Pentacles, and then I have the Knight of Swords, and then I have the Queen of Pentacles. And so let's start off with the Four of Pentacles. So with this one, I see someone who is kind of, maybe you feel like you're lacking something at this point, that you don't have enough to share. You feel kind of stingy in some ways, and that could be with material goods or with money, but it can also be with, maybe you just don't feel like, you have a lack mindset in a lot of ways. Maybe you feel like you don't add value to anyone's life, or that you can't add value to other people's lives in some type of way. Maybe you feel like you aren't special enough, that you have something that's important to put out into the world. And I'm kind of getting the idea that you're wrong about that. I'm just gonna straight up say it. You have this lack mindset. That you feel like you're not good enough, that you don't have something of value to give into the world, that you need to kind of covet whatever it is that you have for yourself, and that it's not worth putting out there. But I'm seeing that that's just like I said, a lack mindset. It's not correct. It's just kind of a manifestation of maybe like the events or the things that you've gone through in your life that have led you to believe that, even though that's an untruth. With the King of Swords, I see that, I see butterflies, which are a symbol of transformation. And while this card I don't know necessarily is a transformation card, I'm getting kind of the feeling that with your thoughts, you're maybe you're very decisive, and you're kind of resolved in the way that you're thinking. And right now, like I said, the way of thinking is the lack mindset. And I feel like with this, while you are decisive and you're just set, and like your thoughts and your beliefs are set, you feel like they're set in stone. I really feel like you have the potential to transform those thoughts into positive thoughts. And I really feel like that would be a great kind of, that would be the way of transforming your thoughts to be a way of transforming your life. It'll be the catalyst for changing your life. So if you're not aware, your beliefs kind of dictate what your life is. Your beliefs dictate how you view the things that happen to you, your outlook on life. If you're familiar with manifestation or law of attraction, your beliefs have a lot to do with the things that come about in your life. And so I really feel like this kind of goes back to my first reading. I feel like you have kind of the limiting lack beliefs, and that you really need to kind of give yourself credit for all the value that you add to people's lives, and all the value that you have, that you can add to people's lives, and really kind of see what it is that you have of value that you can really put out into the world. Because I really feel like you have something very valuable, and once you transform those thoughts, transform that stuck kind of set lack mindset, then that's whenever you can kind of move on to that. And then that's what I see with the Queen of Pentacles. I really feel like with this one, once you transform those lack, I really feel like you have something valuable that you can kind of, because she has to do with the Pentacles, which associates with money and material goods, and she's surrounded by a very abundant garden. And she has a rabbit here, I don't know if you can see, but a rabbit at her side. And rabbits are very fertile. They're known for creating tons of offspring. But I really feel like once you transform this lack mindset, that you feel like is a stuck belief that you don't believe can change, once you understand and accept that that's not the truth, and that you can change that and do the work to change that, I really feel like you have something of value that you can add to this world, a passion that you can pursue that will pay off, not only pay off like emotionally and like pay off for you, but I really feel like it will pay off for other people, and that's something that you can capitalize on once you understand and once you transform those. I really feel like what you, group number 2, what you should focus on right now is transforming any negative stuck beliefs that you have, that you aren't valuable, that you can't add value to the world, that you don't have anything of worth to offer the world, and really kind of focus on what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what you like to do, and really believe in yourself and give yourself the credit where the credit is due. And I really feel like that will pay off. If not in the near future, it will eventually pay off. And once you find your passion and follow your passion, whether or not it pays off immediately or after some time, what's important is that you're doing what you love. And I really feel like you have something, like I said, of value. And I really feel like it's something that you can, that you're passionate about, like a passion that you have. And so the next card I have is Intuition. And so with this card, I'm getting the feeling that I really feel like you don't, because we started off with the Four of Pentacles. I really feel like you don't believe that you have something of value or something of worth, that you aren't aware of that at this point in time, what you have. And I really feel like the route of finding that value, finding that passion for you, it's going to be... it's not going to be as easy as just kind of like thinking on it for an hour and figuring it out. It's something that you might have to pursue. And I really feel like you're going to have to lean on your intuition for this. So this means taking the time to kind of follow inklings that you have of things that you feel like you might enjoy. Go out and do things, learn things, watch videos about subjects that interest you. Really kind of go from there and just follow your intuition and see where it leads you. Really kind of not necessarily put yourself out there, but put your feelers out there for all the things that have ever... Make a list of things that you want to learn about. Things that have interested you, things that you've wanted to know more about, or hobbies that you want to take on. Really kind of follow your heart and follow your intuition when it comes to that, because I feel like with this lack mindset, you don't know what it is yet, and I feel like this is the route you need to go in order to find what it is that you have, that of value, that passion, that drive, this whatever that will motivate you and that will add value into the lives of other people. And so the last card I have is Organization. Purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me easily. And so with this card, I'm getting the feeling that, well, it's important that you kind of go down different rabbit holes with your intuition and just kind of like follow different interests, and go on different whims to learn new things and try new things. It's also important that you set kind of, I'm seeing that it's important that you set maybe routines for yourself. Maybe you, once you start something, maybe you have trouble sticking to it. I really feel like that this is something that you're needing to kind of, if you need to kind of decide for yourself if something is worth, if it's worth a try, then it's worth, you know, trying with all you have. And don't let things go by the wayside, and don't abandon projects because you get distracted or you get busy. Or really give yourself the time, set aside the time for yourself to try these new things and to follow through with them and see if that's something that you're interested in. And I'm also seeing that it's also important for you to set aside time for yourself. And whether that mean, like for me, I have a morning routine I try and follow every day, and I have a video on that if you want to watch it. But I also want to say that having that routine in place every day and that time for myself just set aside really gives me kind of the space for myself to really, for the rest of the day, just kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. And I really feel like you need to kind of set aside, as well as being productive and also following your interests, it's important that you set aside the time to focus on yourself and focus on inner work and really self-care and all of that. And I mean, this could be a chunk of time that you put for the inner work and self-care, and then the hobbies that you're wanting to learn about, and then also for productivity. Just, I really want you to kind of make sure you make time for yourself is what's important here, is what I'm seeing. And so group number 2, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I want to say I do have personal tarot readings in my shop. The link is in the description as well as in my channel. Feel free if you're interested to get a reading from me, and I want to thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Alright, group number 3, thank you so much for tuning in. This reading is for you. And so we're going to start off with kyanite, which is the crystal that is associated with this pile. It is a beautiful kind of, I would say, flaky blue crystal. And this is associated with the third eye, which is intuition. And it's also associated with, I believe it's associated with the third eye. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm mistaken. It's associated with the throat chakra. That has to do with communication and getting your ideas out and really expressing yourself. And so this is a beautiful, my camera will focus, beautiful piece of kyanite. So if you're interested in this this type of crystal, I have them available in my shop. I will link that in the description as well as in my channel. And so let's get into the reading. Right, so group number 3, we will start off excuse me, we'll start off with the tarot cards. And so first we have, put the kyanite back here. So first we have the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Flames are kind of going crazy. Okay, so let's start off with the 10 of Swords. Alright, so group number 3, the 4 of Swords. Start off with the 4 of Swords. With the 4 of Swords, I'm seeing that kind of like group number 2. I really feel like you guys feel like you're trapped in your thoughts. Maybe not necessarily you have stuck beliefs, but maybe you just feel like you're trapped in your thoughts, and that you're feeling like you have either racing thoughts or thoughts of negative thoughts. Or maybe what I'm saying, I'm going to move on, I guess, fairly quickly. With the 10 of Wands, you feel like you're very burdened. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot to do. You have a lot to worry about. And I feel like you're kind of trapped, like you can't move forward. That's your way of thinking, is that you can't make progress. You're just kind of, no matter how much effort you put into things, you feel like you can't really make any headway. I'm really kind of feeling like you feel like you're stuck. Maybe you're in like a dead-end job at this point or something. You feel like whatever it is, whatever path you're on right now, you're not really making any progress. You're not doing any better now than you were a year ago. You feel just kind of stuck and just busy, but not really going forward. You feel like you're doing a lot. You feel like you have a lot. You're so busy, but you don't feel like you're really making any progress. Or you're not making any progress to discovering what it is or doing what it is that you're passionate about. And so I'm feeling like whatever it is, I really feel like, so with this 4 of Swords, I really feel like it's important that you disarm those negative thoughts. I really feel like, I'm sorry, I'm pausing because I'm trying to kind of figure out what messages I'm getting from you guys, or for you guys. I really feel like your thoughts, you're giving them too much power over you. You're basically immobilized by your thoughts. Your negative thinking, or your lack thinking. You're stuck in that you feel like you're stuck in a cycle of negativity, of busy but not really making progress. You feel like you're stuck where you are. You're stuck in your position. You just feel very stuck, and I really feel like you need to disarm your thoughts and understand that your thoughts are thoughts and they're not reality as of yet, but your thoughts will create your reality. So it's important that you disarm your thoughts for the time being and understand that you do have power over your reality. You do have power over what it is that you create in this life. And while you can remain busy and remain stuck in those negative thoughts, it's also very possible, with this Ten of Pentacles, this is a very prosperous, a very happy card. And I really feel like once you disarm those thoughts and understand that those are just thoughts, they are not your reality. You choose your thoughts and then you subsequently choose your reality. I feel like you are doing a lot of busy work right now. I feel like you're, a phrase that I've heard before that is kind of coming up for me, that's not necessarily, like, if you're not an entrepreneur, it doesn't really, it doesn't directly translate, but it's like when you're working, you're so busy working in your business that you're not working on your business. So I feel like maybe you're so busy working in your life that you're not working on your life. So you really need to kind of figure out what it is that takes priority. If you're in a dead-end job, is that your priority, or are you actually making the effort to get out of that? Are you actually showing up that your priority is to find another job, to follow your passion? Are you showing up for that? Or are you just showing up for your job and putting all your effort and all your energy into that? It's really important at this point. Obviously, I'm not saying quit your job and do whatever. Really, obviously follow your gut on this, and don't make any crazy decisions. But it's important that if this is not what you're passionate about, if this is just a burden to you, it's important that you make your priorities a priority. Is your priority finding a new, better job? Then your priority, and I mean, this could be anything, it doesn't have to be a job. Your priority would need to be to find a new job and not to sulk and feel trapped by your thoughts and stay busy with busy work and etc., etc. I just keep saying job. It could be anything. It could be your passion. Maybe you feel stuck in a rut with, like, it could be a relationship. You just feel stuck, and these like the swarming thoughts are like feeling trapped, and you're overwhelmed and burdened. And you really need to, I really feel like you need to release these types of, these swarming, stuck, trapping thoughts, and really focus on not just staying productive and being busy and doing things to do things, because that's what's leading to your feeling of overwhelm. But you need to do things that are a priority, things that you're passionate about, things that are important to you. And I really feel like once you follow that and you follow your passion, that's when you reach fulfillment and happiness, and will lead you to the Pentacles. Has to do with wealth and material, and it not necessarily would lead you to being rich and wealthy, but it would lead to fulfillment. So focus on what's important, what's a priority for you. Really show up and make an effort for that. And that's what's going to make the change in your life, when you're not just busy being busy, when you're, you know, busy doing the things that are important, doing the things that matter to you. And even if you don't know what that is at this point in time, when you're taking the time to figure that out and make that a priority for yourself as well. I hope that makes sense for you guys. So the next card I have is social rituals. So for this one, I feel like maybe you guys are feeling like whatever it is, whether that be your job, whether that be your relationship, whatever it may happen to be, you feel like you're kind of, maybe this is what's making you feel trapped. You feel like you are stuck trying to either do what would make your family happy, what they expect of you, what society expects of you, really just kind of trying to follow that cookie cutter life that doesn't really speak to your passions, doesn't really resonate with you, but you really feel like that's the right thing to do because that's what everyone else says is the right thing to do. And that's not necessarily true. The right thing to do is the right thing for you to do. And again, I'm feeling you need to follow your passions and make those a priority, and don't necessarily follow what society says you should do or what your family says you should do just because they said you should do it. I really feel like you should trust yourself and trust what you feel, and listen to yourself, and follow your passions, if that makes sense. And so for the last one, I have 2 cards. I accidentally drew 2 cards, so you guys just get a little bonus. So the first one I have is energy. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. And so what I'm saying with this, it kind of goes back to the 10 of Wands. Maybe you feel like at this point in time, you're kind of drained of energy. You're like, but how could I possibly make more time, put more energy into projects that I'm passionate about when I'm so busy? And I feel like that goes back to, what's your priority? When you find something that you're passionate about, that you love, that motivates you, that will give you the energy that you need to follow through with that. That's why you feel so burdened and so overwhelmed and so like dragged down by what it is you're doing now, because it's not your passion. You feel trapped by these thoughts. You feel trapped maybe even just in your situation right now, and you need to, once you find that thing that you're passionate about, that will give you the energy that you need to pursue those goals, to pursue what it is that really drives you and motivates you. And that's what will make you shine and fill you. And then so the last one I have is sensuality. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. With this card, I feel like maybe what you guys are doing right now, you're taking life very seriously. And while there are some things in life that you need to take seriously, and there are things that are serious in life, I really feel like you're allowing your thoughts and your busy work and your life right now to kind of be a suck on you and really just take your energy. And you need to follow your passion and do what makes you happy and do things that are fun. And so it says, I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. I really feel like you need to play and you need to laugh and you need to have fun. And I really feel like if you don't know what your passion is yet, if you don't know what it is that you need to be following, or the things that you need to be doing, that's where you need to find it, is through fun and, like, you know, doing things that are fun to you, or that you think would be fun. Really kind of playing and just following what makes you happy and what makes you excited and thrilled, and just really kind of focus on that, and then it will eventually find you. And whether that mean to try and find something in the meantime that's not so energy sucking, is what I'm kind of feeling, is maybe find something in the meantime, especially if that be like if your job is what's so draining and making you feel powerless and lethargic. Find something in the meantime. It doesn't have to be your passion, it doesn't have to be your end all be all, but find something that is better so you can have more energy and time to play and explore and find your passion in life and what it is you want to seek out for good. And then that's what will lead you to fulfillment and prosperity and happiness, and etc., etc. And so I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like or a thumbs up. I very appreciate it. Leave me a comment, subscribe, etc., etc. I do have personal readings available in my shop. I will link that down in the description. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.